You know, all smart, successful people who are self-aware at some point recognize on their journey that just listening to more podcasts, books, and YouTube videos about personal development isn't going to get you the growth that you need. It's a little bit like a musician listening to Spotify as opposed to like actually picking up the guitar. There's a difference between watching from the sidelines and looking in to actually like stepping in and doing the work yourself. So what I want to share about in this video is how we actually make that leap. More importantly than that, like how to skillfully make that leap. So one of the most powerful tools that I've ever learned is learning how to work with the nervous system. When we can learn how to work with the nervous system, it allows us to put our oxygen mask on to be able to go into those other states which we might be avoiding. In order to go to those places that you might be avoiding, whether it might be trauma or pain or upset or a heartbreak or whatever it is that you're dealing with in your life that we all go through as human beings. We're all going to experience loss. We're all going to experience different sets of emotions through the experiences that we're going through. However, most of us haven't been taught how to regulate our nervous system, how to regulate our emotions, how to regulate our state. And this is a really powerful tool to do just that. So all of the things, the parts of us that are feeling stressed or shut down, get to come back into a place of connection where you feel centered, attuned, empowered, and then you can better deal with whatever the challenges are that you're facing. So it's a really empowering skill. I want you to try this with me as we're doing this in real time. So like right now, as you're here, we'll see how powerful our nervous system and physiology is, but you've got to have an experience of it yourself. So right now, just drop your shoulders, drop your head, and just notice what happens when you kind of move your physiology into that place. Just feel how it feels to drop your head, drop your shoulders. Now, what starts to happen when we do that, we start to activate a part of our nervous system, which I call shutdown, but the technical term is dorsal vagal. It's a deep part of the parasympathetic nervous system. So normally when we're avoiding things in our life, it's that part of our nervous system that activates, that stops us reaching out for the partner or reaching out for the raise or whatever it is that you want in your life. The part of you that pulls you back, that's the dorsal vagal part of the nervous system. And as you're down in that state, there are different beliefs and thoughts that you have when your energy's down like that. It literally changes how you're thinking because the mind follows the body. So just notice how just those little actions can really begin to change how you feel. There's also other states that we have. There are 3 key states. There are activation, there is shutdown, and then there's connection. So that connected state, so right now, just move your shoulders back, spine up nice and straight, and move your sternum up about 2 or 3 degrees. Just notice it might be down, and just notice you can just move your sternum up just a little bit, and just take a breath, and just notice how as you move your physiology, that your state begins to change. And then from here, I want you to imagine the last time where you felt really connected, really powerful. You were like really tapped in, really tuned in. Just think of a time in the last 2-3 weeks where you were feeling really, really connected. So this is a state of where your ventral vagal part is activated. So you're in that state of connection. Now from here, you will have different beliefs, you'll have different stories about yourself, and we can even test it. So like right now, when you're in this state, you're feeling connected, you're feeling powerful. Finish this sentence stem. I believe I am. I believe I am. I believe the world is. So when you're in this state of connection, when you're in the state of power, you will have different beliefs, different stories, and therefore different actions. And what we can begin to do is we can learn how to blend these different states so that we don't just get stuck in stress. You know, so many of us, especially if you're a high achiever, can find yourself just in a constant state of stress. And stress and this activated part of us, when it doesn't have connection, it doesn't feel great. But if you bring connection into this activated part of our nervous system, this is where excitement lives. This is where passion lives. So when we're connected and activated, these 2 states really work beautifully hand in hand. Equally, the part of us which I was talking about before, the dorsal vagal, which is a deep part of the parasympathetic, when you have connection and shutdown online at the same time, this is actually where relaxation exists. And especially if you're working hard on your dreams and things that are important to you, we also want to learn how to put on the brakes so that we can really enjoy our experience and really at the end of the day be able to put the pedal on so that we can maybe wind down with our friends and our family. So all of these different parts are amazing when connection is online, but if we haven't learned how to fully regulate this and work with our nervous system in this way, then we can find ourselves stuck in a state of stress or stuck in a state of shutdown. So the key here is really learning how to bring all of these states together. This is helpful just for day-to-day life and experience. And it's also really important for when we go into the deeper work that we have the capacity, we have the skill set to be able to feel more challenging emotions and experiences and bring a state of connection back to those places. Because as soon as we can stop running from the things that we're afraid of, that is where internal freedom comes from. When we're no longer afraid of feeling the potential guilt or shame or whatever it is that we've been running from, and we can learn how to really be with our experience and come from a place of grounded connection, like from that space, like that's where so much freedom comes from. And it allows us to go into those darker corners or do the shadow work and to be able to hold ourselves powerfully, lovingly, and compassionately from that space, because we've already learned how to do it with the training wheels on. So as we go deeper, as we go into deeper waters, we have the skill set to bring back that sense of connection and that sense of empowerment, which was often missing for certain parts of us, certain parts of our experience. So if you're at that point where you're ready to do the deeper work, I really encourage you to learn this skill set so that you can go there skillfully. And if you're ready to learn that skill set, I have a free app. It's called the ToolBox by Rick William. Start with a 7-day challenge. Allow your nervous system to have an experience of it and begin to see what happens in your life from that space.